success, baby. I'm here to uplift you like a slow curl, cause life is more like a wave, it's no curls. Therefore I'm changing the forecast. Tired of hearing folks saying we live in a cold world. Gotta make it happen for yourself, cause things might turn into your favor as long as you dream right and stay positive with a strong work ethic. Economy's low, but I hope sure we'll get it to a point where you never have to worry no more. Already won the game, so there's no hurry to score, cause you could be anything you desire. People who say you can are really just speaking on themselves. Gotta walk straight through that fire and learn to show heaven to all the non-believers. See it hell, cause only suckers that get depressed with much stress. Life sucks, then you succeed, that's success.
Everything you get out the world. Oh, I had to hustle hard, never give up, never give up. See against the world. You gotta keep your head up. Everything you get out the world. Oh, I had to hustle hard, never give up, never give up.
Listen up, come on. Dream plan, execute, it's time to make goals. Don't be one of those scary ass people with fake souls. Me, personally, I never did believe in fortune cookies. I'd be like, just give me my egg rolls. Gotta maintain the main role, and if you come across drastic measures, then change the angle. People get caught up in a negative web where they don't even fight for life. They let it get dead, and that's sad. Don't ever get stuck in sorrow on the corners, looking for a buck to borrow. Add pride, hold your head up to the sky, and do everything in life you won't regret when you die. It's survival of the fittest. Your rivals want to get this opportunity that American Idol's witness. But just remember one thing, you'll always be blessed, cause it's a new way of living when you're living with success.
Everything you get out the world. Oh, I had to hustle hard, never give up, never give up. See against the world. You gotta keep your head up. Everything you get out the world. Oh, I had to hustle hard, never give up, never give up. Hustle is the key to success.
Yo, what's good? We in the building. We got some Arizona royalty in the building. Like I said, Mr. Miranda, what's good with the homie?
No, what's good, family? everything peace.
Hey, that's beautiful, man. I'll be talking a little bit of everybody, man, but I was excited when I was shout out Millie, you know what I mean? Millie, like, man, we gotta get Dave on the show on our Gemini shit, you know what I mean? We gotta get Dave
Yeah,
on the show, you know what I mean? And I was like, yeah, man, I'm looking forward to that.
yeah, man, definitely. I'm happy to be here, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, you got a lot, and I appreciate you coming because you got a lot of shows yourself that you've been doing and holding it down. Why don't you tell us the people a little bit about the shows you got going on?
Yeah. So, in 2000, like December of 2020, my boy Jimmy Nelson and I started a series, not necessarily a podcast. It's more of like a kind of like a docu-series called Just Give Me Five.
Mm-hmm.
And what it is it's consists of 5 questions, and we try to aim towards like a lot of originally it was designed to be homegrown, but we have gotten like other guests outside as well.
Yeah.
But it's we really picked it for a lot of the a lot of like the hometown heroes, like a lot of the legends in the scene, people that just paved the way for a lot of the younger youth in today's world. Because a lot of them, I always felt like that. I'm a history buff, so it's like I feel like a lot of them have so much history and so much knowledge and stories to share
Mm-hmm.
that it's like, and it's not necessarily any kind of shade towards like up and coming cats, like artists or whatever, because as long as you stay consistent and write it out, like yeah, you will too become like legendary, or legendary, like have stories, have history, like it just all comes with time. So, but these are people that a lot of people I felt forgot about, and if it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't for them, a lot of things wouldn't have happened. So, I really wanted to highlight that, and so we started that show, and gosh, man, we were entering 3 years now. In December to be 3 years with that.
Yeah, I
Um,
remember, I've been watching, your wave and doing your thing for a minute. So I remember you getting off the ground and different people, you had on the show. That's dope to have legends. I remember you brought Trap on there and you had
yeah,
Wax
yeah.
on there and everybody on there.
Yep. And Wax, funny, we actually go back to South Mount Community College. Like
Damn.
I know Wax since I was like shit like 19, you know what I'm saying? Like we go back, I don't know, like '02 or something, you know what I mean? And so like I know Aaron, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so, that's my dog, you know what I mean? And so it was cool to have, to have him on and get that reuniting, you know. And then I also I'm a part of another local radio show called KDIF 102.9 FM. It's low FM. It's South Phoenix radio, and I do Just Give Me Five radio with them.
Yeah.
And so basically I just started that a year. Basically, what that did was that just allowed me to like interview certain guests on the radio tip, on the audio tip,
Mm-hmm.
and start displaying that. So that's been fun, you know what I mean? But that's more like talk radio, and then my recent new baby, so to say, is it's a new Jack thing. So it's shout out to my man Julian Allison. um, New Jack Swing has always been one of the dopest eras. I know I'm a hip hop head, you know what I'm saying, a hip hop artist, but I always just like before that I always wanted to sing, right? So
Yeah.
like I've always just been a genuine fan of like 90s R&B, 80s R&B, like the New Jack Swing era. Like I just love music, period. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm a nerd when it comes to that. Like I be hanging with chicks and they be like, "Damn, you always drop gems on us about music." I'm like, "Yeah, that's
Hey.
just what it. You know what I mean? That's just what it's just natural, right?"
Mm-hmm.
So, um, we so we started doing that. That's been about, gosh, what are we? Show number 10 now, man. So it's just a little over like a couple months now. So it's been fun, man, and it's just playing all the New Jack Swing joints from the 80s and 90s. Shout out to Teddy Riley, of course. And that's been a lot of fun, man. So that's the third platform that I got.
That's dope. We got Millie in here joining us. I'm gonna go ahead and add Millie. She's
Oh,
sitting
nice. Okay,
backstage. I'm gonna throw Millie up in the mix.
let's do it.
Let's see. Where you at, Millie?
There
What's
she
up,
is.
Millie?
I think she on mute.
You on mute, Millie. Oh, I think that's my fault. Let me get you. There we go. No, actually, it ain't. It ain't. It's some on your end, Millie.
Yeah, I had myself muted. That was my bad.
There
I
you
was
go.
I was over here creating my background. Remember last time I was at the
Yeah.
ocean? Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it regular this time. I won't be at the ocean.
Yeah, last time Millie had the backdrop. Yeah, that's
Man.
dope that you got all that shit going on, Dave. And I'm a fan. I'll be watching you put together these, different things. I don't know if it's the Gemini vibe or whatever. I'm like, man,
It
Dave
is.
always swagged out and he
And
doing some new
and
little stuff.
this is a side this is a side note, Freddie. Dave and I have the same birthday. Just so
Yeah.
Oh,
Talk about it. Talk about it.
y'all,
we are the Gemini first day cusp
Yep.
twin. Okay.
Yep. Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
I'm
I remember
I'm
when
on
I found that
I'm
out,
on
I
the
was mind
11th.
blown.
What'd you
So
say, Freddie?
Oh,
I said I'm on the 11th. So I
Yep.
got you. I'm a little bit further.
Yeah, you're a June Gemini. It's okay though.
Yeah, but
right.
We love you all the same.
that's dope. I'm finally on a side note. Finally, we catch up with your ass, Millie. I was sitting here before you hit me. Like I was like, where Millie ass at?
Listen, I have been so first of all, I've been doing this music stuff, but secondly, my job has been like it's been bad these past couple weeks. It has just been outlandishly bad. And I'm ready to kill everybody. So I'm like, you know
Damn.
what? I just need yeah, well, first of all, my company owes me a $30,000 bonus that they're not even speaking about. So
Oh
I'm on
wow.
some FU stuff anyways with them. Yes.
Oh wow.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm pretty ticked off of my job right now, but they're also wearing me down. It's that time of year for us. It always gets hectic like this in the summertime for whatever reason, but
Not the
it's
What
the
do
30
you do?
people.
bands.
What do you do, Millie?
I'm a
What do
regional
you do?
director. I'm a regional director for Walmart's inventory operation. So I cover the entire West Coast plus like Montana, Idaho. What else is in that little part right there? El Paso, I have like the bottom
Oh,
of
okay.
Texas,
Yeah.
plus Hawaii and Alaska. It's a big territory, so that's why I'm always traveling.
Right,
But
right.
I don't know what's been going on in the stars these days, but people are just off the chain.
Yeah, yeah.
Most definitely. Yeah, it's weird
I
right
heard
now.
that.
Motherfuckers been up here. It was like a couple weeks stretch. Motherfuckers over here getting shot and all kind of shit.
Yeah,
You know,
I
and
was
then
in. I
Oregon
went.
got the. Oh, go ahead.
No, what were you saying?
I was gonna say I know Oregon got a real bad they got like a real bad homeless situation out there too, right?
Yeah,
Like
it's really
I believe theirs is what started it. Then the California came after that because they migrated there. Like it was
yeah,
so bad.
it's really bad up in, like, you got to realize it's really bad up in Portland. Like I'm
In
5 hours
Portland,
from
yeah.
Portland. Like I'm
Oh
5 hours
yeah,
from the
yeah.
Bay, and I'm 5 hours from Portland. You know what I mean? So
Oh, okay,
it's
okay,
really bad up in Portland. Where I'm at, it's kind of rural in the South. But you know,
okay.
it takes me like a couple minutes, 15 minutes. I'm over the California border.
Right, right,
You know,
right.
so
Yeah, yeah,
I'm in
yep.
the South. But yeah,
Right.
they was acting a fool over here. Like people was getting shot left and right, and I don't know if it's
Yeah.
summertime ending or what.
Right, right. Yeah, you gotta be careful out there.
Yeah, nah, I'm out the way. I'm not even. I'll be in the
Yeah,
house.
He is.
yeah.
I've been up there to see him. He's literally in the sticks.
Yeah, I'm
He's
in the
by.
Oh,
house.
that's good.
Have you ever heard of Crater Lake?
Nuh-uh.
So Crater Lake is like it's like an old volcano. It's like a really big one too at that. But it's just dead, but it's just filled with rainwater. It's pretty cool. Like the most purest, cleanest water like ever. You could drink it. You could see straight through it. It's crazy. And it's really
Nice.
like super deep, right, Freddie? It's like the deepest in the
Yeah,
world.
it's deep.
No
It's
fish or nothing in it.
no, there
Wow.
might be a little bit of fish like that, some that got in there somehow, but not like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It might be. It's weird. It's like people from all over the world come and visit it. It's like weird, like a whole lake formed on the top of a volcano, and it's hella deep.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Damn.
It's beautiful.
That's
Yeah,
what's up.
But yeah, when I have to go up there for work, I always go see Freddie. It's
yeah.
honestly the only reason I go up there.
Hey, you know,
Right, right.
at first, you know, it was like, of course, I always want to see my people, but like right now, like I said, we supposed to have Mark Curry coming up here soon.
Yeah, man.
We had Jamie Kennedy up here. We had, you know,
Oh, dope, dope.
all kind
Yeah.
of people that come slid up here because, you know, I'm working with the theater for promo, and then the comedians and stuff. Shout out Retro Room Records, you know, and they
Nice,
comedy
nice.
and stuff like that. So, you know, it's dope,
Making it
man.
happen.
It's, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah. Yep.
look, Millie got the new little background.
I had to
There
try
you
to match
go.
your fly on this one. You know,
Right?
gotta
So
gotta stick with the pink and purple.
so let's
Yeah.
go into this story. Millie, when did you first meet Dave?
Oh
God.
God.
Oh
I know
my
it's so
God.
crazy because it's like Throwback Thursday today, and I was like in tears today, like watching videos of G-Man. Like it's crazy. Like I don't know why, but like his spirit is very like around me right now. I'm not sure why or what it is, but that's why I'm like sitting here with this right now because it's like. But anyway, it was
RIPG.
probably back in. Well, let's see. I started Hustle and Grind in 2008, like
Yeah.
August of 2008 to be exact.
Yep.
So I'm sure it was somewhere, you know, if it wasn't right away, it was probably right, you know, in that vicinity of some point, 2008, 2009.
I think it was 09. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm,
So that's a long time.
that
But
was
I never really like the thing of it is like, and see, I know a lot of people that Dave knows, like Blaze Rock and like those guys.
Yeah.
You guys remember when you did that project? Gosh, what was that project called with Blaze Rock?
With Blaze?
Yeah.
Oh, the Gladiator Pen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so like I remember when all you guys were doing that, but like that's just like a whole other group of people. You know what I mean? Like I always felt like there was more of like the underground scene, more underground hip hop, and then you had more of like the people that were like more mainstream. I like both, so whatever.
I always like both too, and I've done both, and I always felt like when I was in AZ, of course, you know, being around J Rock, Rocky Tyree, because you know,
Yep.
Rock kind of got his start with trapping us when we was running around.
Yeah.
well, not start, but we had
Yeah.
a era where we was running around. But I always felt like Arizona had a hip hop scene, and Rock was into that, and shit like that, and so he was going everywhere. I don't know how. I guess maybe how Arizona. I mean, you probably know more. I was going to ask you about the history of hip hop in Arizona. You probably know more about that than me.
Yeah, we could go.
He definitely is gonna know that by like.
Oh yeah, that's
I just think too, like just with you doing Just Give Me Five and like really running through like the people in the city with a lot of history and things like that. You definitely have that down.
Yeah, y'all appreciate it. Yeah, it's just because the way I look at it is like a lot of these individuals, like I was fans of, you know what I'm saying? Like in regards to what they did, what they brought to the table. Some of the people, like just for instance, like we had like Benny RC, right? Like Benny RC had a nightclub back in the 80s and the early 90s called Benny's Nightclub. Then after Benny's Nightclub, he had a club called the Dome. And that's where everybody used to go. I was like young, bro. I was like 14. You know what I'm saying? Freshman in high school. This was the party crew days in the 90s. So we had a party crew. And so it consists like
we will be out of here 7:30 tomorrow.
Okay.
And then we'll go through this in a second quick.
Kind of like saying like just spread out, right? But we were
drop the sun off and we're on the road.
So Benny's
I'll be up at 5. So I'll already have everything packaged and ready to go.
Who's talking in the background?
Oh, that's just that's them in the record shop in the back.
Oh,
My
the
bad.
record shop's still open.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, who is that?
Yeah, we got a record shop. Shout out Retro Room Records, and we got everybody downtown today because it's Thursday, so everybody bouncing around and stuff in and out of record shop. They out there selling vinyl and all the shit. So they get kind of loud, but it's just like the culture.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
It's a dope. It's a real eclectic record shop too. It kind of reminds me of Trill on a real small level.
Oh, that's ill,
it's
man.
Pretty dope. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the name too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's like, I had, having him on, and it's like, I remember meeting him. I was like 14, and just everything he was doing, and then it's like to have him on the show and just be mad cool. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I knew him from back in the day, but just to have him on the show and have him tell his stories of everything he was bringing to the nightlife scene back in the day, and it's like those guys. I can't get enough of it. It's just it because it takes me back as well. And then you get guys that were around before I was even born, and they're telling you about the scene in Arizona in the 70s and 80s, and you know what I mean? There's so much history, and that's just something. And the reason that I, because originally, of course, when I first started, well, the original idea was I wanted to do a it was going to be a documentary on the Arizona hip hop scene, right? But then I was like, you know what? Why don't we just break it into a series? And then I was like, well, if I just do hip hop, like that might get old after like 8 episodes. Like I was like, why don't I do something where it's more sporadic and it's broken into like everything of the culture? So you got DJs, radio personalities, you know what I'm saying? Like female dance, you know what I'm saying? Like people that just were around the culture that just established so much in Arizona history, right? And so that's been great, you know what I mean? Because now it's like you keep it open minded, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's fire. You like I said, you had some of the different people I know on there and different people like that. And I feel like it's still room for you to do a documentary, like a timeline, like, something that I watch a lot and many people might not even trip on it. They had a No Limit Chronicles that came out.
I remember
Master P and them dropping. I love P. P ain't the greatest rapper in the world, but I love P because
got his game from the Bay.
Yeah, he got his game from the Bay in Richmond. And I remember being a kid and they was like, oh, P got his game from the Bay and this, and that. And they was doing their thing before my time, but I used to hear whisper, murmurings when I was a kid, like, oh, P got his game out here. So I just love the out the trunk hustle, starting from nothing, selling CDs, selling your merch, pushing your own brand. I mean, I think that's really a Bay Area vibe. Like we just love the out the trunk shit.
Oh, absolutely, all day. You know what I'm saying? Because and then he even, I remember there was an issue with CNH, you know what I'm saying, when he had Drew down and everything, because
Mm-hmm.
CNH they had the ice cream man. He called himself the ice cream man.
Yeah.
So when P, you know what I'm saying, came out with the Mr. Ice Cream Man joint, there was a little issue there. But that just shows you as well there that he obviously was paying attention. He got so much love, everything from the Bay. You know,
Most definitely. And you know the genius part, like I watch it over and over, like I studied it. They got all that game from the Bay and they went back to New Orleans with it. You know what I mean? And New Orleans, they ain't never seen nothing like that. And that's kind of how I feel being up here in rural Oregon. Like a lot of this shit I be doing and trying to do, like a lot of these people have never seen it like that. Like
right.
they never done it. And there's consumers and shit like that, but a lot of they're like behind the times in like the music scene and this and that. But they're consumers. They're down. You know what I mean? Just nobody brought it to them.
Exactly. That's dope, man.
So I look at, like, could you imagine in the South, they rock with each other. Like P taking that recipe down South, that's how they blew up. They had all that down South support.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And then he was rocking with Houston for a while, you know what I'm saying, with Suave House. And I mean, in Houston's, and I've always felt like Houston and the Bay are similar when it comes to the grind. You know what I'm saying? Like and the support. Like I remember reading an interview. I think it was like in Double XL magazine. This was a while back, but I remember it was Pharrell was talking, and he was talking about Slim Thug, and he was saying how when Slim Thug approached, like they met in like a supermarket parking lot in Houston, right? And Slim Thug was trying to get on Star Trek. You know what I'm saying?
That would have been crazy.
But Pharrell said that when he pulled up on him in the parking lot, he was already in a Bentley. So Pharrell was like, "Why do you need me again?" You know what I'm saying? And he was like, "Because you get me to that next level."
I don't know why you right, because I remember when they came out with the Chopped and Screwed, and they was doing the whole thing in Texas. I think maybe it's just bred into me, but in the Bay Area, like it's always big. Like, man, you got to hop out and have some conversation in the spill. You know what I mean? With your, hey man, I'm Flamingo. Hey baby, check. You know what I mean? Exactly. And that's kind of how the culture was. So I think now we need to kind of get back to that, because we're losing with streaming. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
We're losing. So I've been studying a lot. Like a lot of people are doing direct to consumer. Hey, go to my site. Let's get back out. And like I'm thinking about getting back out in traffic with units, because especially where I'm at in this area, they'll eat it up. Like they could take some home physical. Like, hey, here's my product. Like, man, take this home with you, or hit my Cash App, or however I do. But I think people are sleeping on getting out the trunk still.
Yeah, man. And there's people that still have like CD players, and there's people that even got cassette players still. You know what I mean? Like, so there's room for that. You know what I mean? Because the streaming is just. I mean, I don't know if you saw that viral clip that Snoop did on IG. Yeah, he going in on it. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's just Jermaine Dupri been going in lately. Jermaine Dupri, JD been going hard lately on his IG, but he been he's trying to make a point. It's like, it's highway robbery. You know what I'm saying? Like, you having us, put out everything. And that's why also I always felt like it wasn't fair to compare artists from today's sales to artists from back in the day. These were guys that, you know what I'm saying, like you actually had to get in your car, drive to a record store, and you had to purchase an album. It wasn't no cell phones. So like when they were saying like Drake had more than Michael, you know what I'm saying, and all this stuff, it was like, yeah, but Michael was from an era where you had to have records. Like it was like at 45s, like, you know what I'm saying?
I remember when we first got to Arizona, Trap brought us down there to Arizona from the Bay. This is, fresh out to Arizona, and we out there with units, Arrowhead, Metro, every mall. I mean, I think we got kicked. I forget what mall we got kicked out of. I think we got kicked out of Mills. But I mean, we was in the mall every day. I mean, we can go in there, I remember being I'm fresh off the port. I mean, I remember being broke and hungry and hitting the mall with CDs and busting my first sale and going to get some Chinese food. You feel me? Like we could 50, 100, 200, 250 off of units, and you would be surprised how much a lot of these cats is making music now, and they've never touched $200 from music.
From music, bro.
Just 200. They've never made 200 off of selling their music ever. Right. Don't let the internet fool you. They've never. I see some of these cats doing this, and that, and they never got out there. A lot of these cats, especially other places I go, they don't know how to get out there with their product. I'm trying to just grab something. They don't know how to get out there with their product and say, "Hey, man, I'm Lil Ray from what you this. This my music. This what I do." Track 13, we got Mr. Miranda, Jay Mill. You know, they don't know how to get out there and do none of that now. You feel me? With their product. And I'm a person, like, the internet is a powerful tool. Use it, but don't sleep on that. It's just like hollering at a woman. You can get in them DMs, you can slide in the DMs, you can holler at her online, but when you pull up on baby in the vegetable aisle, she gonna have to really feel what you're saying and fuck with you or not.
Not the vegetable aisle.
Hey.
Right. No, I know it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and yeah, and, you know, and then with the internet, man, like, it's all just an optical illusion. You know what I'm saying? Like, people can just put everything. It's not at all what it seems to be. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, all of a sudden you got all these like 23-year-old millionaires out of nowhere. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, it's just everything ain't what it seems. But it's just the fact that you hit it right on the dot. Like, that's exactly what it is, man. Like, they don't know, because of that, because of social media and stuff like that, like, they don't necessarily know how to go out and perform like that, and, you know, be on the corners, and, you know what I'm saying? Like, I haven't been to South by Southwest in years, man. You know, I rocked that like 5 times throughout my life, and I mean, I don't even know how it would be now. I think it would be everybody trying to be too cool for school. You know what I mean? Like, everybody on their phones trying to outfresh one another, trying to pop out. When we were there, it was like, nah, man, you had to like trying to outfresh one another.
Sorry.
You had to talk with people, you know what I mean, and really try to present yourself. And I was meeting, you know, heads, you know what I'm saying, like, people in the game, you know what I mean, and you got to just sell yourself. If they're not seeing you perform, you know, if I wasn't rocking a show, a venue, and they didn't get to see me get busy. Now I got to convince, you know, evidence of dilated pupils. While I'm here at a hot dog stand with him. You know what I mean? Or something.
Yeah.
Like, you got to just chop it up with them. But it's all about how you come across. You know what I'm saying? If you come across cool, confident, and that's how I met a lot of these dudes, man. And then we ended up creating like relationships. Like, I did records with some of these cats and got a chance to you know, perform with some of them and break bread. But yeah, I just don't really see how a lot of these young dudes are doing it now, man. It's kind of interesting.
You know, the thing that flipped my perspective, and I was looking at it, man, I've been sitting in this record shop, and I'll sit there sometimes and just watch it. Like, motherfuckers that come in here, spend 200, 100 something, 50, 60 on vinyl, on CDs, and on cassettes also. Like, all these physical music. And not just that, people are looking at CDs and stuff now. Like, people are getting off on owning something physical. Oh, this Mr. Miranda new shit. The you know what I mean? The take 5 on your backside. You know, I got people. They might not put in the CD player, but they gonna go set it on their little where they got their Hennessy on the shelf. They gonna set it up there with the Hennessy. You know. And they're happy to take it home. So I feel like, man, people are sleeping. Like, man, give me 500 units. Let me go move and groove and see what I can do. I can do something.
Exactly. Yep.
So, you know, physical copies are still really big in Japan. Yeah. They have Tower Records there. I just read this whole article the other day about how you can distribute your physical copies through Tower Records in Japan.
Yeah, man. So in 2000, so funny you say that, right? So in 2009, Jimmy Nelson and I, we did 2 projects together. But the first one we did was called Let's Get On With The Music. And that was in 2009. That got picked up a year later by River City Records in Tokyo, Japan. So I got a chance to go out there and tour with my brother Mega Ran in 2018.
I remember when you were there.
I think I remember.
That was real, because it was like we shot over. So the Tower Records is in Shibuya. So Shibuya is like Times Square. but it's like Times Square times a million, right? And so we shot over there, and there's a Tower Records, and the Tower Records is literally like a 10-story building.
It's huge. Yeah.
It's huge, right? And so we shot over to the tower, and we go, I remember I think the music section was like on the 5th floor or something. And we get out and we walk over to the M's because he was on the label as well at the time. So we go to check just for curiosity, just to go see like if our shit's in there. And sure enough, man, like I pulled my joint. I'm like, wow, my shit's in Tower Records in Tokyo, Japan. Like it was just surreal. You know what I mean?
That's dope.
Man,
and
go
they,
ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, and they were like all about it. Like the girl at the register when we went, because I bought a copy. I was like, I'm buying this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, I'm taking this shit home. So we both, like, he bought a copy of his. I bought mine. So we walk over to the cashier, and we're like, this is us. You know what I'm saying? And she, like, we're pointing to the CD. You know what I mean? And she's just like trying to comprehend, because she didn't speak really good English. So she's trying to comprehend, and we're pointing, and we're like this, and then we're pointing like us, this, you know what I mean? Like, and she was just like, "Oh my God," you know what I mean? She spoke, you know what I mean? And it was like she just was like freaking out, bro. Like, like we would have thought we were the Beatles and shit. You know what I mean? And
they love art. They love music artists over there. You're like, no matter if you're big or not known, it doesn't matter.
Matter like that to her. We had an album in her store that she's working in. Oh, we're big time.
Yeah.
You know
Bro, I was at Crater Lake one time, and I went up there on a fluke at Crater Lake, and they had like people from Brazil, or South America, Taiwan, over here, this and that. And I had some units, and actually I had some units. I had them from Blaze.
Oh, okay.
He had pressed me up some units, and I had him send them to Oregon when he was still pressing the units.
Oh, John Blaze?
Yeah, John Blaze. I had him press me. I'm like, hey, Blaze, this, you know what I mean? I'm up in Oregon now. Can you send me some units? Because I had got some from him before back in the day. I'm like, send me some units. So he had sent me some units, and man, we handed them out to the little chicks from Taiwan, and they like, man, they blown away. Like they can't believe it. So to people, man, like you got to get, I'm a firm believer that people need to get back out with their product, man, and maybe have a little something you could scan so they can go online, but get back out here with your products, because I was studying this direct to consumer, and like you don't got to have 10 million people fans. You got these 1,000 people that really rock with you, and they come spend with you. You know what I mean? Even if however much they spend with you, how much is that paying you for your music every year? You winning. You paid 4 months rent this year on your music, and all your other bread went to what? I mean, it's simple math.
Exactly, bro. No, I know, man. I just I mean, what I see now that's obviously because of streaming. So that you have to compensate one for the other. The one that I think now that I'm seeing that people really, really, really are big on that sell a lot more is merch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like merch is like
100%.
You know what I mean? Like that's because that's like it's your brand. Everything's about your brand now. You know what I mean? So the merch is like something where I feel like so many people, and I just remember I remember being in LA with now there was another Wax, right? This white cat from Maryland, right? But he lives in LA, and he's blown up, man. Like his videos they're just do crazy numbers. Like he did a mixtape with like DJ Ski. Like Wax is he's killing it. So his producer, his name was EOM. He passed away, but he did the Wednesday record for me and Mega Ram.
Mm-hmm.
And so we went out there. This was 2012, man. We were on tour, and we were hanging out with them. And I remember he was like, "Yo, you guys want to see my merch? Like my merch idea that I have?" Like, yeah, check it out. Comes back, he leaves, comes back in the room, and he has a pizza box. And I was like, "What's this?" And I look on top of the pizza box, and it's his logo, and it's like all big, like looks legitimately like a pizza box. And when he opened it up, he had his shirt in there. He had a couple of flash drives, like you name it, stickers. He had bumper stickers, and then he had the album. Like it was all in this package, and I was like, "Dog, that is incredible." You know, and he was like, "That's how I sell it at." It's like people. I was like, "People be copping that shit at the shows." He goes, "Yeah, they walk out with pizza boxes. Like it all looks like they just cop pizzas. You know what I mean?" So
that's official.
I just like, so it's like merch. Like after that day, I was like, "Damn, I was just so infatuated with merch," and I was like, "You gotta have it because of your time." And I feel like now because of the streaming, nobody that took over having physicals. You know what I mean?
Yeah, most definitely. It's one of those things where I feel like, you know, on what are you getting your merch at like I would love to have a Flamingo Fred action figure, but you know what I mean? By time you order X amount of however you got to order them in bulk or you pay for one, you know, how much profit are you going to actually see? And then I got to sell somebody this action figure for $25, you know, and I made $3 profit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
that's light, bro. Because like, there's cats that are getting these done, and they're selling them for like $250. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like because they're collectors. Because a lot of people collect those things. So I was just talking to a PR a couple days ago, as a matter of fact, and she's like, "Have you ever heard of Doppel?" Right? She's talking to me. She's like, "Oh yeah, Doppel. We're getting into Doppel and Doppel this," and I'm so lost because I have no clue what Doppel is. And she's like, "Yeah, they're like the little action figures." And she's like, "Girl, you need to get on this now." She was like, "Because this is about to blow up." And Freddie, that's exactly what you need is a Doppel because that's what it is. And then
remind me if I forget.
I will. But it's pretty cool. Like everybody needs to go. Like anybody can create their own Doppel. It's pretty cool, and then people can buy them and stuff.
Yeah, because you know there was a whole wave where like people had T-shirts and people had beanies and this, and I'm like, how can I get some other out the box shit? And I got some good ideas, but it's just looking at the price. By the time I flip it, you know, I would break even, you know, which still ain't bad if somebody can go home with your merch, but that ain't gonna be where I'm just raking in the bread at, you know.
Yeah, exactly. No, I know, man. It's like my homie Max. He goes by his Instagram is at Records of Forever.
Mm-hmm.
And he does a lot of stuff with Chuck over at Trill, but he makes like these custom like toys, right? And the way he does it is fly, man. Because what he does is like he'll make like a certain prop from a movie, right? So like he did I think he did like Easy E, his the album that he had, like in the alley ball with Compton City G's and all that. So he on the album cover though he's drinking 40 of eight ball. So what he did is the figure that he made was the 40 of 8 ball, and then in the background it's the Easy E cover. You know what I mean? And so he does that for like different. You know what I'm saying? He had like LL's I'm Bad. He got Panther. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like fly shit like that too. So he made one for Just Give Me Five. So we did a limited edition with that, and it was a purple hand, and the dude's got like the yellow shoes, and you just see like a purple hand, and he had the photo of me and Jimmy in the background. You know what I mean? Like it looks like a movie cover. You know what I mean?
That's I've been looking like 3D printing and a whole bunch of other ideas. It's just about getting to the cost. And I mean, it could still be done because like I remember when we had them CDs, we was getting the CDs for a cool little price, whether we was boosting Walmart or whatever else. You feel me? We was you was
Walmart.
You was down bad. You had to go, you know, do the dash on Walmart. You feel me? You come out and we was, you know, the profit was amazing.
Right.
They didn't have facial recognition back then.
Oh man, you got down bad, you feel me? Because you know, they used to have, that's when they had the spindles, the CDs and everything else. You got that spindle of 50 will bring you back.
Yes, absolutely.
you know. So that's how it was. So it's just about it is hard for the artists, and I'm not saying everybody's gonna get rich like the Alchemist. He's pushing his merch and he's
Yep.
winning, but he's the Alchemist, you know what I mean? But still, if you get out there and have something for your fans, you can go get cashed out.
Absolutely.
Sure. I was
Yeah.
just working on merch earlier.
And there's people, they'll don't. I think people, donate, and it's better than to get caught out and about empty-handed. You know what I mean? If somebody pulls up
Yeah.
on me, you know what I mean, they got a CD or they got a vinyl, I'm like, man, you might sell me.
Yeah.
I might not, just listen to it all the time, but if you run up on me, I'm like, damn, I respect the hustle. It's a lot of people that's gonna respect the hustle and fuck with you.
Absolutely, man.
A lot of people that's going, hey man, I appreciate you doing this, hey, and that's the spiel, not to give all my game away. That's the spiel. I was going, hey man, streaming is robbing us, man. I done put a lot of time and energy in this shit, hey, go bless my Cash App or however you want to hit me, for this unit. But streaming is robbing us. I done did a million spins on streaming and
it's peanuts.
Nothing.
Peanuts. Is that we're not even, so like the stuff I'm working on right now, we're not even focused on streaming at all. We don't even pay it attention.
Yeah.
Because, you have all these playlist curators and all these people that want to take your money, $20 here, $100 here, or some of them are way higher than that. But if you're going to invest that type of money into playlisting, you're absolutely insane because you're not going to make that money back. You're not going to get a return on investment. It's better to focus on getting the exposure, building your fan base, and all of those things first. So that way, when you do get to a level of like a mid-size, I would call them a mid-size artist, like before you're like huge, those are the people that are going to get the money for streams, right? Like you're a new artist. Nobody knows who you are. So you might get on a cool playlist and you might get some streams from that. But there's so many rules now. You have to at least have 1,000 streams now before they'll even cut you a check.
Oh, I know.
And what's it going to be? $1? Like
that's ridiculous. Like if say you have a CD right now and you go get out in traffic and you sell your CD and you make a $7 profit, how many streams would you have had to do to make $7?
Well, that's what was so genius about MC Magic back in the day, man. When he was going to the swap meet,
yes,
like he was going there. And it was like, it wasn't like he was, crazy nice on the mic, but it was something to where like, and it's funny because when I had him on Just Give Me 5, he was telling the story of how that wasn't even his original plan. Like he was a producer. So he was just making these beats and he was just trying to sell beats. That was the original thing. This dude came up to him and bought a beat or bought a beat tape, you know what I'm saying? And the dude had his girlfriend with him and he was like, yeah, how much for the CD? And he was like, just give me $5, man. You know what I mean? Or the tape. I think it was a tape still. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's like, just give me $5, And he was like, all right, cool. He goes, you gonna put some raps on? And he was like, what do you want me to say? You know what I mean? And he was just like, I don't know, talk about my girl, Marisa.
Yes, and that's what he did. I have one of his tapes that he did for me when I was little.
You know what I mean? Like this was like in 93, 92.
Yeah, you would give him your name. You would give him your name, and like these little like whatever. He'd have like a little list, and then he'd just make a rap about you. It was pretty cool.
Man, that's fucking beautiful, and that's what music was about. For you to able to get together with the homies or yourself, man, go put some blood, sweat, and tears. You don't got to be the best rapper ever. You don't got to be, you know what I mean, over here with Dr. Dre, but you're able to go put something together and go get out there. If you had hustle and go make money off your fucking, like that's what the fuck it's all about. And I love it. I'm a huge fan.
He was making like $2,000 a weekend. And in 92, that was big money.
Then to take it and flip it and to go do it bigger and better.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So like, that stuff right there, yeah, man. Like, and now because he's so established now, I mean, he's a millionaire now, but it's like, if he was to do one day, like back over at the swap meet for like just one day and just do that one more time for nostalgia, he would
blow it up.
It would be, the line would be out to the damn street. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep, I agree.
I think people.
I think that was because that's where he got his start. You know what I mean?
I think people are really sleeping on it because I'm here at this record store, and bro, motherfuckers is coming in here no problem. I mean, of course, these records are, you know, big time artists, but still they're coming in here spending a couple hundred, no problem. They can't go spend $10 with you on your project or whatever else, and just make your project look pretty, or somebody want to put up, and they're collecting the shit like baseball cards.
Mhm.
And I think motherfuckers is really sleeping on the hand-to-hand hustle, man. Motherfuckers sitting back at home waiting for streams, wondering why they ain't doing this and wonder why they ain't doing that. Like, nah, man, go get creative and get up off your ass.
Yep.
Yeah. Every artist needs vinyl as part of their stuff. Every artist, they are collectors for people. You're starting to see people, even the kids, like my little cousins. I saw that one of them got a little record player for her birthday. My niece got a record player. So it's like, you know how the stuff all recycles, it seems like, you know, every so often. And I think that we're back. You're really starting to see the 80s and 90s stuff really pop back with the sound of music and the bright neon colors, you know. All that stuff is coming back, and it makes me excited because those are my two favorite eras.
People are tired of not owning shit and everything being, you know,
digital,
up in the cloud and digital and up in the cloud. And
well, it takes away the joy, right? Because like back in the day, right? You know what I'm saying? Like it was every Tuesday. You know, was a new Power Records, The Warehouse,
Best Buy,
Damn Goody. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's like, that was the excitement. You were like, damn, I can't wait till Tuesday, man. That new DJ Quick comes out, or that new Tupac, or that new, you know, Tribe Called Quest, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like, couldn't wait, go and get it, and then open it, and then, you know, look at the credits. Like, look at the sample credits. That's when they were showing you the sample credits. Track 10 contains samples of Isaac Hayes. I mean, like, you were seeing that, and you were like, damn, I didn't know they did this, or this person was on, like, and then seeing the booklet and like, you just couldn't wait for that. Now, like, it's at the drop of a dime. Like, it's just right there on your phone. It's just easy access. Like, what excitement is that?
None.
You know what I'm saying? Like my cousin's stupid. He was saying, like, yes, he goes, man, it's like that with porn. I miss vintage porn. He goes, man, I'm going to 30 stores.
Hey, baby used to come out with a story. You feel me? The slushy machine wasn't working. Let's check in the back.
Right. I miss that shit. He goes,
now we just get into it.
I just, you know what I mean? I could be on taking a shit. You know what I mean? It's like you just get it now, and so it's like everything is just so easy access. So it's like the fact that, and I love it, man, because everything always comes back. Like that tells you right there that era was that special, because everything is coming back to it now. Look at the fashion.
Yep.
Look at the way people are doing their music videos. Like, look at on Instagram. There's this girl on IG. I forgot her name, but I follow her too. It's like she's like all 80s. Like, I'm talking, and she's a DJ.
You have to send it to me.
I will. Like, she goes to like all these old vintage places. She has like an old like Chevy Camaro. You know what I mean? Like,
nice.
It's really, really dope. She has a huge following. I'll get it. I forgot. I think it's like totally 80 something. But she, you know, and she's a young girl. Like, I'm like, I know you were not even like damn near alive when this stuff was like going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, young. Like, she probably looks like, you know, probably mid-20s, but she, you know, but you could tell she was heavily influenced from older siblings or her mother and father or something. But she's doing it. Like, she's got the hairspray look, you know what I mean? Aquanet, all that shit.
Hey,
I don't know if I'll ever get that.
I love the 80s. That's how, you know, Flamingo Fred and the whole swag. But even like, you remember there was an era where Diddy was dropping videos. And it was like, oh, they start this computer and the CGI like in these videos. But if you notice people dropping the videos now, like people are going back to them gritty type Wu-Tang videos now, how they dropping them, like, you know what I mean, in the backyard and you know, they going back to like these gritty outside videos again.
Yeah, what I've noticed too, man, that's pretty interesting. Like shout out to the homie Willie North Pole, right? Like Willie making a comeback. You know what I'm saying? Like it's Willie season. He about to drop a new album this Friday. Like I'm proud of Willie, right? And what I've noticed is that like he had a couple big records that he was dropping on IG that were, and then what he was doing is and I've seen other like this cat Desi Hollow. You ever heard of him? Like Desi Hollow was dope as hell. He from Oceanside, California. He kind of remind me of like Warren G / Sugar Free / Busy Bone. Like he kind of sing like he's dope, and he's killing it right now. And it's bringing back that G funk. Like all his beats are just like
yeah.
And so but Desi does the same thing. But like I noticed what Willie's doing. Like he dropped one video of the joint, and then he dropped other ones, but they look raw. Like they look like a one take, like they look like the raw version.
Yeah.
Like without the cuts, the transitions. It's like him just walking. You know what I'm saying? And
so that's
so like that stuff too. It's like I see like and it works. You know what I'm saying?
I think why we're in an era where we're able to do that. Like remember way back when, like you had to jump through hoops to get your music video played somewhere. You know what I mean? And it was you had to make music a lot now with the times. Now with the World Wide Web, or you could do whatever. Man, if you want to make G-Funk, it might be 10,000 people that rock with you, and they're gonna support you. You could do that.
Oh yeah, man. Because
you could do whatever your niche is.
Buy something for $1. Think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like even $1, 10,000 people.
That's 10 racks.
Racks. You know what I'm saying? And then you flip that, or now you selling shirts, merch. You selling this for 25, 10,000. Like, come on, man.
Man, it's simple. 50,000. I mean, 10,000 people spend $5 with you. That's 50 bands. A lot of people don't make that in a year.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. You could do that in a damn. I mean, if you really have a huge following like that, to where like, see, that's what I always loved about the Bay is that the local support is just through the roof, man. Like these cats, they don't even have to leave. Like E40 was like, I don't even have to sell my albums in New York. Like I'm going platinum home. You know, Too Short, same shit. I remember he used to always talk about how, they say I can't sell records in the East, but I'm going platinum in Oakland.
No, and that's very true. The Bay Area, they really gonna rock you with you and support you. But flip side to that, just like everywhere else, there's tiers to that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of course, there's E40 and Too Short and this and that. But then there's whoever else that ain't. But if you get out there and go push, let's put it like this. I give you 20,000 units, and I tell you, you got all year to go sell 10,000 of them for profit. Right. You got to go take out of this 20,000 units. You got to go take 10,000 in a year and at least make $5 off that 10,000 those 10,000 units in a year. Yeah. I don't care if you got to go put on your backpack or ramen noodle or whatever. You tell me you couldn't do that?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
People ain't looking at shit like that. If you really got out here, you might have some tough nights and some down. If you was just following every time there was an event or every time you was going somewhere and did something and you had all year long, you could go make 50K or so.
Yep. Absolutely, man.
So let's talk more about so I know we talked about you, the artist. I know like with Just Give Me 5. When are you bringing that back? Because I know you're taking a little break from that right now, right?
Yeah, we took a summer break because we like to film outdoors, and it's just impossible right now, And so we're bringing that back in a couple months. So we're gonna hit them back in the fall, and this is gonna be like season 4 already, man. I mean, God, we're at 145 episodes.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, well, in the meantime, they could just continue watching everything that we've been dropping,
Nah, that's work.
And
So
then
that,
you got the new show on Wednesdays.
yes, and then we have the new Jack
New,
Swing
new
show,
Jack Swing. Hmm.
Jack thing. That's that's like my new little baby right there. You know what I'm saying? And it's just such a vibe, man. Like it really. I've always wanted to get into radio, and this just in I got my man Julian Allison is producing it. I mean, he helped you know Karina, Melissa, the Midnight Mamacita, Tiffany J. Like he helped so many people with Power 92 back in the day. So he's a vet. You know what I'm saying? He's been in the game mad long. So I got him helping me, coaching me, giving me tips, and it's just been a lot of fun, man. And New Jack Swing is just it's always just been that era where it's just feel good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just it brings you back to those times where it was like where people dance. You know what I'm saying? Like to pull the chick in a club, you had to know how to dance.
Yeah.
You know? when none of this, leaning against the wall, looking at the phone type shit. Like, nah, man. Like you was trying to get busy, and so it just takes you back to those times, man. The flyness, the dress, like just the whole vibe, man. So that's been a lot of fun.
Absolutely. So what are any additional plans for that show, or, just getting bigger? Like, where are you going with the show?
I mean, it's kind of right now. It's kind of a grassroots. So we're really just trying to get it out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, we have it on an app right now on the Central City Radio app. You can if you download that, you can check it out there. And the station is called Venus Soul, and so the segment is on there. And I mean, really, man, it's just we're just trying to just get this thing popping. Like I really I feel like that. I mean, Just Give Me Five has opened up a tremendous amount of doors. I mean, for the fact that he found out about me through Just Give Me Five, because I was having all of his old colleagues on the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's so it's like everything happens the way it's supposed to. You know what I mean? It's like the journey. It all makes sense. While it's all going on the path. So while I was doing that, that opened up this door, and then now I feel like this really, really, really could take off. I mean, it's very professional. Like, we got. I mean, I'm talking like it sounds like something on Sirius. Like it's just we have drops in there. Like I got radio TV show clips. We got what I mean. We got the whole joint. It's broken into 3 segments. Like it's an hour long, and yeah, man, that's the whole thing. Is just really trying to get it. Eventually, I would love to get it syndicated and really just get out there, because I feel like I feel that confident. So that's where we're at.
Yeah, and I can see that having a big following too, because even like my daughter, she was born in '97. She loves all that music. She loves all that music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I guess it's just because being around, growing up with your kids, they tend to gravitate to whatever you're listening to, and they don't forget it.
Oh,
Should
no.
rather listen to older music, anyways.
Man, who won it?
Right.
Yeah. That's that barbecue music. I mean, you hear that music everywhere. Like really, stadiums, like that's just like that era of music. It wasn't to where it's like now in hip hop, they're talking about off the wall shit. You know what I mean? And back then, it may have been off the wall, but it was just their words and how they used them, and in different ways, but it was still feel good. You know what I mean?
I think we're gonna go through like some type of revolution or some type of shit, because and I don't, I mean, there's not a lot going on mainstream, but if you look at every region, there's dope artists and stuff like that. I don't know if they're messing with the algorithm or what, but there's dope artists from every fucking region. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
motherfuckers
man.
know how to like if you choose music, most people know how to rap now. This ain't like most motherfuckers know how to rap now. It might not be everybody's flavor, but most people know how to rap. So there's dope people out there. I mean, they're not Kendrick and they're not, Drake,
Right.
but there's people in every region that's fire. I bet on it.
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's like, what do you get they support the, like, I don't know. It's so weird now with these labels and how everything is now with social media. It's just everything is so weird now. It's like, I remember there was an era where it was, Wu Tang, it was DR, Method Man, DMX. You got all these different people from all over, and it seems like if you look at the industry now, it seems like it's not as much as that. Or maybe I'm just not listening to a lot of this shit because all these motherfuckers got the same type of name and the same type of rap style.
Yeah. That's the problem. It's like, everybody just blends in so much. You know what I'm saying? Like my whole thing was I always, like, I never wanted to fit in. I always wanted to stand out. You know what I mean? And so, like, that's the approach. And I feel like a lot of everything now, I mean, shit, like in the late 80s, early 90s in hip hop, like, you would get punched in the mouth, man, if you sounded like another person. Because it's like, you're biting my style and now you're taking food off of my plate.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, and the labels didn't, it wasn't even just rappers, like the labels specifically did not want that. Like I was just watching an interview on Drink Champs when Graf and Memphis Bleak were on there, and Graf was talking about how when him and Joe Budden had beef back in the day, the reason that situation went was because Joe had got signed to Def Jam, and Graf had a situation where he was about to get signed, but the guy, the main A&R at the label was like, "Well, you already sound too much like Joe Budden, and we already have him, so we don't need you." And that fucked up his whole situation. And so he held that against Joe, which it wasn't Joe's fault, but it was like they sounded too similar. So the label was like, "Nah, we already have a guy that sounds like this." Now, you know what I'm saying? Like in 2024, they're like, "Okay, you sound like this person. This okay, we need you. We need you. We need you."
Yeah, and that's what's happening now, like with the country, the country artists, like what they're doing with the country hip hop thing, kind of like people crossing over. So, there's a lot of that going on, and you're starting to see all those types of artists pop up is because it's selling. And ultimately, that's what it is. It's all about the money. If this guy over here can do it, hey, we're going to get this guy over here to do this. We're going to take him and we're going to have a songwriter come in, write him all his songs, got a producer, and boom, ready-made artists. They're plants. Like, the real thing of it is that people don't understand there really are industry plants. It really does happen.
Yeah, really everybody's a gangbanger now. It's like, everything is this. Like, let's just sell this, and this person's from this gang, and we're gonna do that. It's like all it is, and it's like we're gonna crash out. We're gonna do this, and it's like we don't have. There's no more of like the Kid and Play, the Digital Underground. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no more of like the fun music anymore. Like, everything is just so street and just just so I guess you could say like it's just a very interesting time that I'm seeing now with all of these artists where it's like it's just so one-sided. Like back in the 90s, you had Arrested Development, you had Public Enemy, you had Das Effects, you had NWA, you had Too Short, you had EPMD, you had all these different individuals that would bring different things to PM Dawn. You know what I'm saying? Even though they had the shit with KRS-One, whatever, but like PM Dawn, like they were bringing a different kind of side to it. Like you just had so many different flavors, and they would all get played on the radio. They'd all get spins.
Yeah,
like they would all be nominated for Grammys at the same fucking, you know what I mean? Like event.
Yeah.
I think there's people out there, like I've seen some dope artists and out there, I follow some people, but say they do 50,000 likes on Instagram. What does that translate to? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What does it really translate through having 50,000 likes on this new shit that they dropped on Instagram? Yeah, it's some exposure and shit like that, but where are they making their money? Because that 50,000 streams on a streaming site ain't getting you nothing.
And a lot of that shit is bots, man. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like don't that like I was just saying earlier, man. It's all optical illusions. You know what I'm saying? Like I've never even heard of this cat. You already get everything you drop gets 4,800 likes on IG. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't
Yeah.
playing body, man.
yeah,
But
and
Exactly. Like I met somebody here recently that nobody no type of following anywhere but has like 50,000 streams and I'm just like, okay.
right, right, exactly. You know what I mean? So, and I just always thought that was corny. I'm like, nah, man, just get it out the mud, man, and let it be organic. You know what I'm saying? Like at that point, you can at least like pat yourself on the back and feel proud of yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, like, yeah, I may not be here, but look at what I built, and I built it on my own, or I built it with my team. We did it the right way. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I don't know, but we live in a microwave society where people don't want to. They don't want to put in work, man. Shit, man. Women don't even want to up their protein and hit the gym. They're like, nope, let me go get a BBL. You know what I'm saying? Let me just fly to my.
hey, them BBLs gonna have motherfuckers looking like the Toxic Avenger in a couple years.
Oh God, man. I mean, somebody was telling me that they're already kind of fading out, but I don't know. It's just the whole point is that it's just like it's a microwave society, man. People want fast results right now. Like, they don't want to put in the work.
Yeah,
Why make a mistake when I could just buy a banquet meal and put it in the microwave? You know what I mean?
most definitely, but it's gonna be, it's gonna be changing. People got to get out there like we talked about and make their own wave and do their own thing. People are gonna, it's like Ready Player One, if you ever seen that movie, where it was
Yeah, yeah,
just everybody in this world, motherfuckers gonna start craving not being in the simulation, you know what I mean, and start
absolutely.
craving not being on social media, you know what I mean. Like I wish I had somebody to run my social media. Like it's cool, I'll tap in, but I'd rather go get out and about
Yeah,
and go
yeah.
see you and you
Be
talk,
so.
say that shit to, like, say it to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
Like anybody could sound cool on Facebook. Like, let's go talk in person. I'm gonna get in your face and talk in person.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm like, well, can we set up a Zoom? Like that's my like favorite line lately. Well, if I can't meet you, can we set up a Zoom? Because
yeah.
I feel like when you're doing business also like you have to have that face-to-face conversation.
Have to. You have to.
I don't trust anybody online. Like I don't trust any of this stuff. There's too many scams going on, especially in music. Just in some of the stuff that I've been working on with Doobie, like it has been crazy the amount of people that are just scammers. Like I investigate everybody.
Oh, I get
Call
Yeah.
that.
them. Who are you? As soon as you say, "Can we set up a Zoom?" You don't hear
Crick.
from them no more, ever again.
You
Yep.
know what's crazy? Like I see a lot of these artists on shit now that they got, like in these interviews and shit. They'll be interviewing these artists and shit like that, and it's like these motherfuckers can't even string 3 sentences together. Some of
Right.
these artists and shit, like,
Yep.
some of these artists can't even string 3 sentences together, and it's like I can't even remember an artist like you really had to have a mouthpiece and get out there and talk and move and groove and sell yourself. But I'll be like, you look at a, no offense, with like an NBA young boy interview or some type of shit, and motherfuckers like
They don't have personality.
can't even open their mouth and
Yeah.
talk, no charisma or
Yeah.
nothing,
Nothing.
because everything's on the net.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's I know. Yeah, man. And when I see that stuff, it's like, damn, man. Like, and you got kids looking up to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they look at like, well, this is like the wave. This is the way it's supposed to be. Like, it's like, nah, man. Like, you know, and that's why I feel like a lot back in the day, like a lot of. That's why, like, speaking of the Bay, man. One of the cats, and I got a chance to do a record with him back in the day. Also, was Mr. Fab.
Yes, love him.
Fab is that dude, bro. Like, because he's the ultimate hustler, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like, and he gives a chance to get back to the kids, and he really tries to show them, like, in a nice intricate way of like how you can do things, move, man. And,
Mm-hmm.
and those are I feel like that's what's lacking is everything is just, like, it's just so negative. You see these dudes and like they can't conduct themselves well, and it's like they don't really care about the culture. They don't care about the art. It's just a money grab for them.
Yeah.
It's just something that kept them out of the streets. Like, then they just don't care. Whereas like, you know, when you got people that they really from the culture, they love it, and yeah, it kept them out of trouble too. But they have such love and appreciation for it, like it'll show in the beat, you know.
Yeah. Do you miss it? Do you miss being an artist? Do you ever want to, or do you ever, write or anything anymore?
I like I'll write here and there, you know what I'm saying. But I mean, I just at this point now, man, like, you know, there was times where, yeah, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, like you kind of, you know, miss certain moments, but that's it, you know. A lot of moments, I feel like the time that I was in and the time that I did it was like the best time, you know what I'm saying? Because everything was organic. There wasn't all of this stuff now. There was no TikTok and all this. Everything was just like it was.
We were outside.
We were outside.
We
You know
were
what I mean?
outside.
You'll never see that again. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Outside every day.
And so, you know, but you know, I mean, the music is always in it, but the love for it is I pour it out in everything else that I'm doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I've always had a mouthpiece. I've always been able to just getting some of the artists on there from my time. Like that helps. Like I'm reliving it then, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, you did a lot. Like you were one of the artists in Phoenix that I think really, took your craft serious. You did a lot of stuff.
Get it?
Yeah. What is one of your most valuable pieces of advice that you have for these independent artists? What was something that really helped you develop? Because I also feel like people don't take business serious. They don't learn the business, and so that's also a part of the issue. What is a hidden gem that you have that really helped you along the way?
You know, always be true to yourself. You know what I'm saying? You know, just do it from the heart, but always make sure that you know that what you're doing is pure, and just make sure that you have solid individuals around you. See, that's the problem now with today is that, you know, everybody just it's all about me. You know what I'm saying? It's like people don't want to have teams no more. You know what I mean? It's like you don't even see, look, you don't even see when's the last R&B group we ever saw? You know what I'm saying? Like that even died because everybody wants to be the star.
Yeah.
And they're like, why am I going to have a group and have to kick money in with all these other guys when I'm the one? You know?
You
And
really don't see groups anymore.
you don't see.
I'm trying to think of even like hip hop groups even nowadays.
Yeah, I think maybe what's his name's Tyler the Creator? What were they called? Odd Family.
Future.
Odd
Who,
Future.
who else is them cats? What's it? West Side Gun.
Yeah, but they're not necessarily a group. I mean, it's
Yeah.
Griselda, but it's not. You know what I mean? They're not like Wu-Tang Clan or Mobb Deep or you know what I mean. And you just don't see that because everyone wants to be the star. So it's like I just feel like if you like don't worry about all that. Like you got to put a lot of that ego to the. That's the main thing is you got to put your ego to the side. Like you have to eliminate that, man. Like it's cool to be confident. Like you have to have confidence, but you got to put the ego to the side, man. Like because that's gonna burn bridges, and you never want to. I remember this dude told me back in the day, man. Like he was like, never burn the bridge when you still got to cross the water.
Yeah, like I not too long ago, man. I've done this a couple times. Like I've tried to gather artists out here and different shit. Like, hey, man, why don't y'all come together? Like I could push it, do this, and that. Like I got more motion than most all of you. You know what I mean? But I want to see y'all help. You know, we out here. We might as well add to this culture. Like it's wide open. Like let's come together and push. And you know, motherfuckers is just. Like they didn't want to work together. They was just like weird. Didn't want to work together. Didn't want to do this. Like acting like they were kind of on already, and just like they don't want to have no like chain of command or anything. But the coldest part about it is, okay, I'm cool. As soon as I start going to do other shit, then they in my DMs trying to get game, or they want to be part of this and part of that, and it's like, should I still extend the hand to you? I try to. you know.
Nah, because at that point they're just opportunists. Like they're not. It's not genuine. Like they don't. They weren't. They're showing you. They're showing you who they really are. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And so like those kind of people, I just don't have time for. You know what I'm saying? Like if I see that you genuinely like really want to like learn something, because the worst thing that you can ever waste in life is time. You know what I'm saying? Because that's something that you never get back. So it's like you giving somebody your time, that's something you can't get back. And so if they're not taking it serious and they're just taking it for granted, well then what was the whole point of that? You know what I mean? It's just it didn't do anything.
Motherfucker, I see them and they're caught up in the streams and the this and that, and I'm like, I'm trying to give them some game. I'm like, man, like this shit is wide open out here. There's not fucking 8 different crews and what, like you could do whatever, but a lot of y'all, the people don't even know y'all, and there's not even like the scene was going, and then it kind of like fell apart, and you like try to give them some game. And
Yeah,
not only that, you know what else I used to miss? Like motherfuckers used to have real live studio sessions. Like
yeah,
we used to be in the studio. It used to be a couple producers, and you know this motherfucker. We wrote 4 hooks. You know what I mean? And we
right,
did
right.
this, we did that, and we put it all together. And you
Yep.
know now motherfuckers don't get in the studio, and you know it's all isolation.
Yeah, we used to have rap ciphers and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like no one, you don't even see that anymore, man, outside of a venue. You know what I mean?
Man,
It's like everyone's nah, man. Just follow my IG. Follow, you know what I'm saying, or some shit like. It's like dog, like we right here, like you know what I'm saying, like show what you got, man. You know what I mean? Like we get busy, like get your shit off. But they don't even want to do that no more. It's like nah, they cool. Like I was with my little cousins like 4 weeks ago, and we were watching a UFC fight at my older cousin's house, and my little cousins they always like looked up to me, so they were like, yeah, they're like Dave. Let's go hit the club, you know. And I was like, I don't really be doing the clubs like that no more. And they were like, nah, but just man, like just come on, man, just go for like an hour. You know what I mean? Like they just wanted to hang with me, right? And I was like, you know what? All right, let's do it. You know what I mean? So we went out or whatever. We were in Scottsdale and we went to like Old Towns. My cousin lives out there. And remember we walk in and they you know, and it was so funny because they talking all this big shit, like they about to get all these hoes and shit. And so I'm like, all right, cool. Let's get it. Let's get it. I want to see. So we walk in, man. First thing they do, they just on their phones. It's just they got a bottle. They brought a bottle to the table, and there was just phones. Like they weren't talking to no girls. I was like, what do you got? What do you do? Like who you impressing each
That's
other?
how it is. That's
Like,
why I don't even go out anymore. That's just how it is.
yeah, I was like,
I
and then
can't relate.
went outside, and this one dude was talking to my little cousin. No, he was talking to my little cousin's homie, and he was like saying that you know he rap and you know and this that and the third. And so my little cousin like man you know my older cousin and OG out here he got bars for days. He talking about me, you know what I mean? And he goes oh yeah. I walk over and I was like what you guys talking about? So the dude goes, so my cousin goes, he's man, you know, Dave, cuz he said he raps, you know what I mean? Da da da. And I was like, oh yeah. I was like, why don't you spit something, man? I want to hear it. And he was like, man, what did he say? I think he said I ain't got nothing on me. And I said, what do you mean? You know, and he was like, oh, I ain't got nothing on me. And I was like, you don't got like a rhyme, like memorized, like you just spit? You know what I mean? And he was like, nah, you know what I mean? But like you go to my SoundCloud, you can peep me on IG, and I was like, oh man, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like that's you know what I mean? Like that's where we're at now, you know.
hey, at least you could have kicked. You know what I mean? Like, man, I don't got it written, but let's kick this freestyle or
Yeah, you know,
something.
something like you know, just spit off the top, you know. But
And we in this area, and you got to imagine, like I'm over here in the like the rural area, so they see me like I'm loud and this and that. From like women to this people, like everybody has this character on the internet, but you go get out and see them in public, and it's like,
oh,
who is this? It's a whole different character
person,
than
yeah.
on the internet. Like you had selfies and you was sexy and all this type of shit on the internet, and then you get out in public and you got your head down.
Oh
Like
yeah,
I'm even more turned up when you see me in person. You know what I mean? The
yeah,
social media was just a taste.
exactly. I know, and I know. I know, man. It's wild, man. But
So
I think that would be the main key is just, man, do it from the heart, man. Like stay focused, have solid people around you, and just do it because you love it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it'll like, don't necessarily worry about, like, put so much pressure on yourself about, like, you have to blow up overnight, man. Like, ride the journey, man. Like, I watched an interview with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis the other day. This is Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. It's like the amount of hits these guys have made. And it was like, and Terry Lewis was saying, he goes, the guy asked him, he was like, man, what's the best, man? I mean, you guys done worked with everybody. And they were like, what's like the one like greatest moment, you know what I mean, that you could think of? And Terry Lewis goes, it hasn't happened yet.
What?
He goes like that. He goes, it hasn't happened yet. He goes, we're still living the journey. He goes, the journey ain't over. He goes, we're still living the journey. He goes, if I told you the greatest moment, then that would mean the journey's over. He goes, the journey should never stop. You should never want it to end. You should always want to continue living the journey. So the greatest moment hasn't happened yet. I thought that was amazing. I was like, that's so true. It's like I think Gandhi said, like, you should never want to find yourself, because if you find yourself, then what's left to find? You know what I'm saying? Like, a person should spend their whole life trying to find themselves, because once you find it, that's it. What's left to, you know what I mean? So
most definitely.
So like just continue riding the journey, man. Enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Like, have fun, like, I mean, that's just the main thing, man. But do it because you love it. Do it because you love it first. You know what I'm saying? And eventually, and if you do that and you're having fun with it, eventually everything else will fall into place.
Yeah,
most definitely. That's fire.
I feel that too. 100%.
Yeah, that's fire. I think we're going to wrap it up on that note with the last message from Dave, because I'll sit here and talk to y'all for 3 hours. I'll sit here and talk to y'all all night. I got to go jump in traffic. We got some events and shit going on, but I appreciate you, my brother Dave, coming on. We're going to have to tap in again soon, man, and keep this thing pushing. I support what you got going on and all the shit. I appreciate Millie for bridging the gap and bringing this together, and it's much love.
Yeah. Thanks, Dave. All right, Freddie. You guys have a good night.
Peace out, y'all. Y'all have a good one.
You too.
All right. Peace.
Bye.